Now is the time of year where everybody's getting their tickets and their bathing suits and are getting ready for spring break. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be going anywhere. I'll be at home working my life away. College seems to be sucking my bank account dry. But I'm very jealous of all of those people who are going on a trip somewhere for spring break. I wish I was going somewhere tropical with the sand and the warmth, because it's very cold here right now. And of course swimming. I feel like anywhere anybody goes, they want to swim for spring break and just get away from this cold weather. Up next we have Heaven by OAR.
8.1 KDPS with Patrick and Paige. And Paige, the weather has been throwing me off lately. It's kind of been, last week it was 60 and sunny and playing outside in shorts and t-shirt. And then all of a sudden the weekend came and it was just like, hey, we're going to go back to winter and it's going to start snowing.
Yeah, it's messing with my mind. Last week I wore a t-shirt to class, and this week I'm bundled up back in my boots and my Columbia jacket.
But what can you do? Mother Nature never ceases to amaze me. The weather, it's been a very weird winter. This is only, the third or fourth time we've had snow?
I know. I like snow, but I thought it would all come at once, and then I just want it to be gone. None of this back and forth.
Yeah, now they're just teasing us because all of us want this warm, nice weather that we can wear shorts and a t-shirt in and go outside and play in, but now they're just messing with us, and then they get us all psyched up, and then they're like, well, we're going to give you some more winter weather. But it's going to be spring break soon, so that should be good. Just in time if you can get out of here, or hopefully, if you have to stay in Iowa, hopefully Mother Nature will be nice to us and give us some good weather this spring break. But coming up next, we've got Party on 5th Avenue by Mac Miller. Good afternoon. You're listening to The Edge, 88.1 KDPS with Patrick and Paige. And Paige, what did you think of the Super Bowl halftime show last night?
I really liked it. I love Madonna and I love Nicki and LMFAO and CeeLo, but I think it started off better than it ended. It just wasn't that exciting.
I really did not think that it was going to be that great because I'm not a Madonna fan. I know a lot of people are Madonna fans and more adults because Madonna's from around the 80s, but when LMFAO started to go on there, I was unaware that LMFAO and Nicki Minaj and CeeLo were all going to be on there. I thought it was just going to be Madonna. So I was pleasantly surprised when I saw LMFAO on there, and they're one of my favorite non-country bands because, as you know, I'm a country fan, but, that's a different story. But, I liked LMFAO. I thought the show itself had a lot of flair. It was a really good show. I enjoyed last year's with the Black Eyed Peas a lot more, though.
Oh, I disagree. I thought that Fergie sounded awful last year.
I'm going to have to agree with you. Fergie did not sound like her normal self, but I thought the rest of the bands, I like will.i.am. His voice is pretty cool for Black Eyed Peas, and I really liked their new album, so I like a lot of the stuff that they played. The worst one I can ever remember was the Justin Timberlake Janet Jackson one, not only because of the wardrobe malfunction, but I just did not like that concert at all.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big Justin Timberlake fan. If that hadn't happened, you have to admit it would have been a pretty good halftime.
It might have been a pretty good show, but that's what we've got for the Super Bowl. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But coming up next, we've got Self Back Home by Gym Class Heroes featuring Neon Hitch.
Good afternoon. You're listening to The Edge 88.1. This is Paige. Ankeny Ford wants to ask you why drive when you can walk for charity. This Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon, they are sponsoring a special walk to benefit Shoes That Fit. You can come and test drive any new minivan, and they will donate $25 to Shoes That Fit. You can register for a grand prize drawing, and that wins you an all-expense-paid trip to Florida. And for the kids, we have Iowa Cub socks to the first 100, and there will be free balloons and pop. Ankeny Ford is located at 123 South Main Street in downtown Ankeny. For a car you can afford, come to Ankeny Ford. Open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday. For more information on this charity, call 555-1764 or go to www.shoesthatfit.org.
Shuffle Station.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Paige and you're listening to The Edge 88.1. I am having many cell phone problems lately. It's like my phone works as much as it doesn't work. The other day, it told me that I had too much memory used on it and I couldn't text, I couldn't even look at my photos, I couldn't call anybody. So So pretty much my phone was useless, and I feel like a lot of people are having these problems. I thought these were supposed to be smartphones, but instead I'm having lots of issues. I went into US Cellular and they had to completely reset my phone. I lost all my cookies, all my cache, I lost all my photos and my contacts. It's very frustrating. It's almost like we love our phones just as much as we hate them. But I guess none of us are going to give them up because, well, they're pretty much our lifeline these days. Up next, we have Hangover by Tayo Cruz featuring Flo Rida.
Good afternoon. You're listening to The Edge 88.1 KDPS with Patrick and Paige. And Paige, last night, obviously, we've talked about this already, was the Super Bowl. And almost as important as the game is the commercials. Everybody loves the commercials. Did you happen to have a favorite commercial this year, Paige?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed some of them, but I must say my favorite was the M&M commercial with the brown M&M, and everybody thought that she was naked. And then she made fun of them because it was really just the brown M&M. And then the red one comes and takes off its coating and starts dancing around naked.
That sounds awesome. That was a very funny commercial. I did like that one. Probably also would have to agree with you on my favorite one there. But overall, I was not really impressed with the commercials this year. I want to go back to my favorite commercial from last year. I believe it was Lexus, where the kid was dressed up as Darth Vader and the dad starts the car. I thought that one, and the kid thinks that he started it because he just puts his hand out like he's trying to start it, and it made the kid think that he started the car, and the kid just freaked out. But I thought that was one of the cutest commercials last year, and it was definitely hilarious. So I think last year's commercials definitely outweighed this year's commercials. What do you think?
I agree. Only a couple stuck out to me this year, but last year I feel like I was cracking up in between every break of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and definitely agree. And I did not... Oh, well, I also think that last year's game was better than this year's game. I wasn't really that interested in this year's game. It could possibly be part of the fact that I am a 49ers fan, and the 49ers lost to the Giants in a heartbreaking game, so that could be it. But hopefully the Super Bowl can do better with commercials next year. What do you think?
I sure hope so. I actually mute the game and then turn back the sound on when the commercials come.
Oh, my gosh. All right, well, that's one unique way to watch the Super Bowl. Coming up next, we've got Pretty Girls for you.
You are listening to The Edge 88.1. This is Paige, and I'm here with Melanie Ellis, a freshman at Grandview University. There have been some controversies and issues lately over the housing for next year and the rules and the contracts. Melanie, what kind of issues have you personally experienced?
I've had a few issues, having never done this before. It was kind of an interesting ride. Starting off, you start off in your dorms with 2 people, and your options as a sophomore are to either live in the suites, which are 5 people, or the whole, which are 6 people. So finding that simple 4, simple 5 friends to live with next year can sometimes be a struggle.
Do you disagree with any of the rules on the housing contract?
Well, I've had some personal experiences. A girl from my dance team wanted to live with us next year. She's a junior. And I learned this year that you aren't able to live with someone that isn't in your grade, which I thought was kind of odd.
What determines where you get to live? What determines what pick you have of the draw?
Here at Grandview, they use a lottery number, which is a mixture of how involved you are on campus, if you have any leadership roles, if you're going to live here over the summer, and your GPA.
What was your lottery number?
My lottery number was number 4.
I bet you had to be pretty happy with that.
I was, but I was glad to see that they chose grades as the main part of what determines your lottery number.
What is it like for transfers coming in, and how do they get involved with the housing contracts?
Well, Paige, a girl from home wanted to come to Grandview next year and live with us, and I learned also that transfers are kind of, they get the short end of the stick, so when transfers come in, they are determined to live wherever there's room after everyone who has lived on campus the year before has their housing all filled up. So depending on who, what, where, and how much is left is what the transfers get.
If you were involved in changes for next year's housing contracts and rules, what kind of changes would you personally like to see happen?
Personally, I would like to allow transfers to come because unfortunately that girl didn't get to come here this year because she doesn't know anyone else. So I feel like transfers should be able to be treated fairly and be able to live with whoever they want if they have their deposits in and everything like everyone else. I also feel like the lottery numbers should maybe be tested online because I don't know if everyone put accurate answers on their sheets. So if it's online, then they can easily test it. Also, I believe that maybe sports should be part of a lottery number because some people that aren't involved as much as others maybe aren't in their room as much, or they aren't here on campus as much, and I feel like people who are on campus more than others should have the nicer rooms or the better benefits as a student here on campus. I also feel that the meal plan should maybe be changed because I know in Hull and L's they have kitchens, so you won't need as many meals as well. I know that if you live in the L's, you can have a 45 meal plan, but if you're in the Hull, you can't, which I think is odd because they're kind of the same building. Also, more parking options. I feel like the more that this campus grows in housing, then parking needs to grow too. You can't allot more space for housing if you can't allot more space for parking.
Well, thank you for coming in and talking with us this evening, Melanie. A lot of students can relate to what you're saying, and I'm glad that you shared your opinion with us. You're listening to The Edge, 88.1 KDPS. I hope you all have a great evening.
Good evening. You're listening to The Edge, 88.1 KDPS, and this is Patrick.
And Paige.
And Paige, I've got something for you. Tell me how crazy this is. First off, have you ever heard of a town with a population of 1?
No, I didn't know there could be such a town.
Well, there is, and it's in Buford, Wyoming, population 1, and it was actually sold for $900,000 to 2 businessmen from Vietnam who flew in. Their identities have been kept secret, so we have no idea who they are, but this town was sold for $900,000, and the one member in this town, his name is Don Sammons. He was 61 years old, and he owned the hardware store, the liquor store, the gas station. He owned everything. He had his own zip code. This man had it made.
So wait, I don't get it. The one guy who lives in the entire town owns businesses. How could someone come to the town? Did people come through the town? Or he just randomly had businesses that nobody else came to?
Well, for them to stay in business, I'm guessing he had to have done something. I'm guessing that people had to have come in and bought stuff from surrounding towns. Maybe he had really good deals. He probably had really good deals because that's how he got his business. I'm not sure.
Maybe he was onto something that we aren't, and obviously these people from Vietnam figured it out, but I don't understand how 2 guys from Vietnam could want something from Wyoming in the United States.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know they sold towns, so this was all new to me. But yeah, this town was very famous. It's the second oldest town in Wyoming, and it was established in 1866, And years ago, it was a railway town of 2,000 people, and it hosted Ulysses S. Grant and FDR, and then Outlaw Butch Cassidy. So that's a pretty infamous person there. I mean, lots of famous people have come through that town, and now it's down to 1 person.
That's kind of odd for a small town to have such big history. I wonder.
That's pretty ridiculous. And sold on that Thursday were 5 buildings, the U.S. Post Office boxes, a Union Wireless cellular tower, 10 acres of land, and a parking area previously used by an overnight shipping company for nighttime trailer switches. That's pretty crazy.
That is. I'm so confused. It's a town of 1 and it's so big.
And people are, well, it doesn't have to be really big because, the town I'm from, you're from Norwalk, right?
Right.
The town I'm from, Bondurant, I mean, we have 3,000 people, but we still don't have a very big town.
But for them to have so many businesses in their own post office and only have 1 person live in it, that's pretty odd.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but I wonder if they're more consolidated. I'm betting the liquor store is part of the gas station, and then the post office is probably separate, but I bet all these places probably are connected.
I guess, but still, for 1 person, there has to be some people living in the outskirts of town.
I kind of wish I knew about this so I could go see this. This sounds just like something you'd want to see. Everybody goes to Las Vegas and Los Angeles and Florida and all kinds of places like that, and you see all kinds of big cities around the nation, and then no one ever thinks of the city that has 1 person in it.
You're right. You might be onto something, Patrick.
Good stuff there. But coming up next for you on the Edge 88.1 KDPS, we've got California King Bed by Rihanna. Good evening. You're listening to the Edge 88.1 KDPS, and this is Patrick.
And Paige.
And Paige, when you buy a phone from a wireless company, you expect it to be new if you're told it's new, correct?
Yes, I wouldn't buy a phone that is used.
Yeah, and when you're probably paying the full price for a phone, you'd like to know that you're getting a new phone. Well, in Illinois, at a Verizon store, this lady had bought a phone that she thought was new, and she had been told it was new, and when she opened up her photo gallery, she saw some pretty interesting things that she didn't expect to get on this phone. She saw nude pictures of people she had no clue of. How would you react if you saw that?
I'd be a little disgusted, to be honest.
Yeah, not gonna lie, especially when, I'm gonna have to agree, when you are told that your phone is new, and it's nude, you're gonna be kind of a little worried there, like, who had this phone before me when you guys said it was new?
Yeah, I'd be appalled. Like, I would go back to the store immediately and demand a refund and a new phone.
And that's what this lady did, and the guy working there said, "We are so sorry that this was a mistake, and that it would never happen again." And sure enough, 1 year later, it happened again. This time it wasn't nude pictures, though. This time it was there was a sticky note on the back of this iPhone that her mom had bought, and she saw this sticky note that was supposed to be removed, was not removed, and it said that this phone had been slammed on a desk, and that there was a nick in the back of it. And she had gotten this phone full price, told it was new, and it wasn't new. How would you feel about that?
Well, I'd be glad the sticky note was on it. If I paid for a brand new phone and I did not get one and found out that it wasn't, I'd be livid, because the quality, well, first of all, buying a new phone, you don't know that the quality is going to be great. There's always glitches with phones. But the fact that this one was already used and damaged and proven damaged, I don't know, I'd be so frustrated.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is in China, a lawsuit was filed by angry iPhone users who alleged they were sold refurbished phones with dwindling warranties. So this is happening in China, it sounds like, and people are taking this seriously here in the United States, and they're trying to eliminate it. But you got to feel for that family. That's twice in one town. That's pretty bad luck.
That's horrible luck.
They don't need to be going to a casino anytime soon, so hopefully they can hear us. I don't know if they can, but if you can hear us, don't go to any casinos soon, because you'll probably lose your money, because that's pretty bad luck.
Yeah, that's totally something that would happen to me, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, if I have an iPhone, I love iPhones, and I really want an iPhone, but I want a new iPhone. But you're listening to the Edge 88.1 KDPS, and we'll be coming up with the weather shortly.
Good evening. You're listening to the Edge 88.1. This is Paige.
And Patrick.
And I'd just like to take a minute to thank Mother Nature for this wonderful weather that we've been
amazing.
having. It's crazy. I feel like I'm being spoiled. It's April. We've had snow in April before, and I'm currently wearing flip-flops at 10 o'clock at night. It's amazing.
Yeah, in Mother Nature's defense, she kind of owed us, because she didn't pick up the slack in past years.
Yeah, I'd agree. We're definitely being treated very well. Last year we had huge snowstorms, and this year we had like one.
I don't even think it was a huge snowstorm either.
No, I mean, to be honest, I have absolutely loved the weather this year. I can't complain about it whatsoever. This weekend we're going to be in the 60s, and next week we'll dip into the 50s a little bit, but for the most part we're having great spring weather. There's nothing to complain about.
Chance of thunderstorms on Saturday, but I mean, other than that, sun and partly sunny on the worst day.
And I love thunderstorms. It's April. You expect thunderstorms. Go out and dance in them. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Or take a nap. I love taking a nap when it's raining and thunderstorms. It's the best time to take a nap.
The sound puts you to sleep.
It does.
You're right out.
Exactly. It's good stuff. So, good weather to come. We've had good weather lately. Hope you enjoyed our show tonight. But for Patrick
and Paige,
we are signing off. Coming up next on The Edge, we've got Blow Up by Sammy Adams.